challenges. Like, one challenge that I'm going to have for this particular costume that I've kind of imposed on myself, but it also fits the theme, is that the entire costume will be hand stitched. I'm not using my sewing machine during this costume. There's a couple reasons I really want to do that. One reason is it's a nice challenge for myself to focus on more hand stitching techniques, and it kind of pushes me to get better at this sort of thing. 2, it's kind of as a fuck you Twitter kind of statement. So a lot of the time you see on Twitter, and especially like comments about your own cosplays and stuff like that, when you enter big cosplay competitions, people will always try and find a reason why you can do it but they can't, kind of thing. And one that you get a lot is like, because I don't spend very much money on my costumes generally. I have an allowance of about £20 a month to spend on my hobby, and that's what I spend on it. So, you know, if it takes a year, then the costumes cost it costs 240 quid, sorry, math. If it takes, you know, 10 years, it'll cost a lot more, because my allowance is per month, not for per costume, you know? So that's how I budget my costumes. And one comment I still got a lot of was, but that's still elitism, right? Because, like, you have a sewing machine already, so it's not like that for everyone else. And it's true, it's not like that for everyone else. So let me do the same thing, but hand stitch the whole costume. Using literally only techniques from 400 years ago. It's just one of those things, unfortunately, happens more and more in cosplay competitions. You don't do well because you're good, you do well because you had an advantage. And there are advantages, you know, having equipment already is an advantage. I'm not going to deny that that's the case. But most of the time, people in large cosplay competitions aren't there because they own a sewing machine. They're there because they're, like, very good. And I get that a hell of a lot. So I was like, you know what would be really funny, this costume? You know what would be really, really funny? If I make the whole thing from, like, hand stitching. And then when people say that I had any kind of technological advantage, I can be like, well, actually, no, I didn't. Also, Crypt, welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. Well, I'm being spiteful. Dear, minimum end date is 2 years for projects like that. Yeah. Like, really big projects take such a long time. I'm gonna have to go now. You're fine. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope that it goes well. But yeah, it's basically just as a kind of screw you. Especially because I already know that this is kind of like, it sounds a little bit sad, but it's like, it is what it is at the moment. Unfortunately, this is just like the environment that competitive cosplay is like right now. I already know that if I win something, it will be, people will call it a pity prize for the disabled girl. So I already know if I ever win a larger cosplay competition, there'll be a very vocal group of people that will say that I only won it because I was disabled. So, like, you know, I'm already prepared for that. Why not add something else? Oh dear. Sonny, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Talking a little bit about the state of competitive cosplay right now and how people treat. Unfortunately, the winners in big cosplay competitions often get the most hate, and it's like, it really is a shame. And I've heard it in so many situations. I've heard people have like big threads about them. What are the sites called? 4chan, lolcow. I think there's another one that might not exist anymore. But yeah, making big threads of the cosplayers and how they cheated, or how they only won because they were overweight and they felt pity, how they only won because they're a woman and they felt pity. You know, that kind of stuff. Where it's like, people will always find a reason why you didn't win because you were the best. And yeah, you kind of just have to expect it, especially if you're in a group like being disabled. Like, oh yeah, of course that's what people are gonna say. So, this used to it. You have good news! Oh, what is your good news? I've scored myself an... Wait, actually! Oh my god, congratulations, Sonny! Heck yeah! Well done! Oh, I mean, I will say, am I surprised? No, you have a very, very good artistic eye. You're clearly a very talented artist already. I am not surprised that they would want to take you on. But still, congratulations! Oh dear, heck, it is amazing! Heck yeah, Sonny! Oh dear, it's so weird. I'm glad I've never experienced that. I think nearly everyone in the last couple years that has won a prize has experienced some level of hate. And like, I would say TwitchCon EU might have been a slight change in that The winner, I think nobody disputed them. They were fantastic. They were absolutely fantastic. But I can't say that everyone at TwitchCon EU was like that, because I do know that there were certain hate mobs that targeted certain creators who won either like a smaller award or something like that. And yeah, it's very, very unfortunate. A lot of armchair, is it called armchair judging? People who don't have the qualifications to judging anyway. Yeah. Oh dear. Maybe I've just been lucky with local cosplay. Yeah, I think smaller competitions don't tend to find the same heat. It can happen, but it tends to be when they're, you know, live streamed, when they're, you know, TwitchCon has like 500,000 viewers kind of thing. There are other big events. I know the League event, Crown Championships. Normally it's the ones with the big prizes for like the best of the best. Those are the ones where you tend to see it. Not so much at your local conventions, thankfully, because my God, that would be so cruel. Absolutely disgusting. I don't understand why people would be like that. Yeah, it's very, very unpleasant. And like, it's why when we went in to enter TwitchCon EU, but I already knew that I wasn't going to win my category because I knew that I was probably up against the grand winner. Like, that sounds very defeatist, but like having seen their costume, I was like, yeah, that's the best in my category as far as I'm aware, unless there's something sneaky comes up. At the very least, I know there's someone in my category better than me, right? So I knew I wasn't going to win, which is why I spent like a month or two telling my community, basically, you know, if I don't win, it's not the end of the world. And if I see anybody targeting the winners and sending them hate, I'll remove them from my community. Like, I made it really clear because I already knew that I wasn't going to win. So I was like, okay, well, let's set this boundary real early. And it's unfortunate that you have to do that. And I will say my community, I was very, very proud of them. I was very impressed. They were really, really good beans. And nobody was saying nasty or mean things about the winners, and people went and supported them, and I was very, very impressed with them. Everyone was really, really good. I didn't need to worry. But like, what I had been concerned about was that my community would feed into that same, like, well, the person I like didn't win, so let me send hate to everyone else. And again, I didn't need to worry. Everyone was really good. But yeah. Oh, Fozzy, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're doing some practice pattern making at the moment. We are hand stitching everything. This is felt. It's very nice and comfy to stitch into. Right, that's how I'm going into C2E2's cosplay contest in April. Oh, good luck. I hope you do okay. I am just happy to walk my dragon maid across the stage, and I hope they have gimme stacks. I hope so too. I've actually entered... Is it Crown Champions? Is C2E2 Crown Champions? I've entered Crown Champions twice. I was actually looking through my folders the other day, looking for cringy cosplay pics, because we were having a discussion with Sunkoi, and I found the pictures people took of me on stage, and I was like, oh, I never qualified. I qualified to get into the competition, but I never won anything. But I've technically been in there twice. One day I would like to go back and try and win, but the skill level is so goddamn high. Which is a good thing, to be fair. You're working on a new project? Ooh, what you doing? What you working on? Ah, dear. My channel was showing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I basically, and I'm going, this year, I hope that there's still a European TwitchCon cosplay contest. It's not been announced yet. We're still hoping. But if there is, we'll be doing a watch party for it so that we can go cheer everyone on. Because unfortunately, the live stream is only mildly moderated, which means that hopefully they change that for this year, to be fair. Hopefully they do add some more moderation, but last year a lot of pretty nasty comments were sneaking in, and the way that they had it set up in EU is like as soon as you walked off stage, you would see the slight delay, and then you would see the comments people were making about your costume. So like the way it worked was like you'd walk on stage, you'd come back, and then you'd see what everyone was saying about your costume like immediately, and it was like, oh, I sadly haven't cosplayed in ages. Time to money. Oh, that's very fair. It is. If you're buying it, it's a money sink. If you're making it, it's a time sink. To be fair, depending on what you make, it could be a time and money sink. Oh dear. For me, though, it's not quite so bad. But then I guess the one thing I will say that I do have is I do have quite a lot of experience in making things exceptionally cheap. Out of all of my cosplay experience, the one thing that I would say that I'm pretty good at is not spending very much money. It's a great skill. 10 out of 10 would recommend checking it out. Oh, yeah! Congrats, Sonny! Oh, I noticed you saw my Vulture cosplay. It's on the Discord. Oh, it's that one! Wait, Wait, but you've already. Are you doing some adjustments to it? Oh god, the ducks. The ducks! I clicked the wrong button and now I'm on ducks. Ah, dear. Hello, Eden! Welcome on in. Just real quick. Oh no, you're fine. Good luck with work. I hope that it goes well. As soon as someone says welcome, I'm like, oh my god,